where anti-mage couldn't reach them. So it's always a 4v4 or 5v4. And they just let anti-mage play on the bottom, just get it as 5 and just try to push for objectives.
Yeah, this is also very weird because if you remember that Martis got a lot of kills. It's supposed to be very snowballing, out of control, but there's nothing to be seen in the side of network. As you can see, like, I'm pretty surprised that Aura and Sasa actually have the same network around 8 minutes or 9 minutes into the game. It was Esports, they're actually losing quite hard. Yeah, as you can see, the Minion Fury really hitting hard. G and Aura trying his best to get the bottom, get the backline. Udyr is dead, but this is gonna be still all about Onic. It's all Sasa killing everyone. Just the arrow doesn't hit as you said there, and it actually makes a big break for Evos Esports to win the fight. But after that, they actually get everything. As you can see, like at the bottom lane, anti-mage against Jazz. Jazz cannot do anything. He's just like, okay, I can only farm, but that's it.
Yes, and even though they got so many kills on Sasa, they couldn't push for objectives. They didn't get turrets, they didn't get enough turtles, which made them unable to work as a team, like pressure as a team. Like they had both their side lanes win so far, but they couldn't push for the middle turret, they couldn't push for an early lord as well.
Yeah, and I think we can see also some of the weakness that we are talking about yesterday, that they dive so hard, they relying too hard on the hero, like, oh, I can kill this guy 1v1, I can dive them into the third turret and everything, but it's actually getting bad for Onic, getting bad to worse for them, and they're gonna lose the game. Just Aura split pushing on the top lane. Onic trying his best, anti-mage seeing that, okay, I need to go back right now, but my friends cannot go back at all. It's a 1v1. Aura is just like, yep, this Nexus is for me.
Yes, and I really like how Evos really knew how to play composition. Yeah. They had a mid to late game composition. They always tried to disengage against fights from Onic. Even though Onic got a huge lead, but they tried to avoid fights. And when Aura already had his items, he was also able to split push. They just let him split push all the time.
Yeah, and by no means this is an easy win for Evos at all. As you can see, they're trying very hard to get this first win into the game. And it's just like a good combination and a good insight. I think they really realize that no one cannot stop Aura at the top lane. That's why Aura is just like, he's just YOLOing, because at the same time it can be considered cocky as well, but this is against Evos. You cannot do that all the time. You cannot dive into like the inhibitor turret at like 10 minutes into the game and hoping you get the individual play, you get the highlights, you get the YouTube replay and everything.
Yes, and against Evos, when they're not on point, they're not very strong, but once they're on point, they play so well. Against Aerowolf, they were on point, they 1-0, at 10 minutes they finished the game. Against Onic, once again, they're very on point, they play very disciplined. And they showed us one of the top plays they played this season.
Yep, and this is gonna break anyone's prediction, especially after yesterday's performance. Even me, I'm thinking like, oh, this is gonna be an Onyx game. But if you can see, the first game is actually very close. But Evos get the edge with the gameplay and the team play. We're gonna see how the second draft gonna fare. Evos Esports 1 up against Onic.
Yes, you can see Lunox is banned for Evos right now against G, and Grok and Herod probably going to be banned for Onic as well.
I think Evos is also the one who's letting go of the hard hit on the game against the Prime. Maybe they're trying to do the same thing again here, but this is against Onic. This is a different level kind of team. They're gonna pick the hard hit, I think, if you let it go. And when you lose against Harit, even for a class like the Prime, yeah, of course they're gonna ban it now. Yesterday they want to try something to counter the Harit. It doesn't work. Now against Onic, they want to get the 2-0. They want to get the 3 points.
Yeah, so you can see maybe Cho coming up for Onic right now, because Psycho is known to play Cho, but actually Selena is getting picked.
Yeah.
And now Cho is coming for Evos. We don't know where this Cho is going, because we know Cho has been played by Just No Limit and Wrecked as well. Yep. So they may be flexing this pick right now.
But I don't like the fighter Cho personally, because Okay, now you pick Cho, you
Your
pick the
team
Hellcurt,
is picking.
and maybe you can say that Cho is a little bit of flex pick, or he can be a tank, he can be the initiator, but he can be a fighter as well. But as you can see, the fighter on the side of Onic, they have more choices. They have the Lapu Lapu, they have the Mart, they have the Tamus. It's actually getting a lot of crowd control. If Inferno by Tamus is actually activated, you cannot fight into the Inferno at all. While for Cho, if you have a fighter, okay, you have the 3 skills, you use all the 3 skills to one hero, it's all single target. Okay, you kill the heroes, but then your Cho is useless.
Yes, and then as a support, you have more roaming potential. You can just go back from a turret and just kick someone out of their safe turret. And it has more potential as a support for me personally, but we know Evos does play a lot of Cho inside lane for Just No Limit as well. But now we can see a Leomort being picked for Just No Limit, so this Cho most likely is going for Wrecked.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be definitely for Wreck. But this is also the problem. Wreck also being criticized for his Cho play because I don't think he's very comfortable with it. We've seen many times where the combo is just failing, or just like the kick going everywhere, doesn't hit the target. But now, once again, Aura also gonna get the Hellcurt as he wants. Is it gonna be a different game? Because Tamus is still a good counters to both of them. It's just like the individual play. They just need to play more safe, trying to maybe a little bit more calculated against how Esports gonna play the game.
Yes, and maybe a Kaya pick is gonna come for Evos right now, unless they want to take a more CC tank like maybe Minotaur, maybe Garotkacha, which is still open. But I think Kaya is also a very strong pick for him right now, as they do have Cho, and yes, the Kaya is coming out for them right now.
Yeah, I think if they want the initiation, of course the Kaya is gonna be one of them. And actually, like, you can say that Tamus control all these 4 heroes, but at the same time, if you get the Way of the Dragon and the Divine Judgment onto the Tamus with the Inferno actually cannot do anything at all.
Yes, Inferno will wear off first, and then they'll just focus on him. And now you can see actually a marksman being hovered by Onic.
Tigreal now, because like this is 4 melee, of course this is gonna be a good Tigreal game, and they're gonna pick it for sure. Onic Esports with the Tigreal tank pick, but G now coming back with his Gort. I think this is gonna be a very great game for both of them. This is more stable draft. For Onic, they can actually playing a little bit more individually because there's like this Lina and Kari. I think they're gonna split push.
Battlefield, smash them. All troops deployed.
Yep, for now, we're gonna see how G is gonna play the game. Actually, like yesterday, G was nowhere to be seen, especially on his God. That's why this is still a good pick. The problem is, can they play it right? Because yesterday, even against the Prime, they cannot play it right. And this is against Onic once again. Even though they win the first game quite beautifully for Evos, it's still a very hard game.
Yes, G did have a lackluster performance yesterday against the Prime on his one of his most comforted heroes on board. But today he's playing against Onic, who's known to be a very, very strong early game team. Especially with Selena. If he gets caught by Selena, he's done for it.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna die. And Teammate trying his best. 1v2 in to 1 minute into the game. Aura cannot do anything. The spinning wheel, the fire wheel is there, and just like Aura, yeah, I cannot fight this lane. I need to go somewhere else.
Yes, and we can see this is very, very smart from Anti-Mage because he's zoning out Aura, who needs the farm, and he just lets Kaya go onto the turret, get all the farm he wants.
Yeah, I think it's like, yeah, for Kaya it's always fine to get some gold. But Onic actually getting all the good gold buff here. Tigreal getting the last hit on the bottom lane. He's managed to steal the gold buff, and it's gonna be a little bit disadvantage for Jess, but I think it's not gonna be big because he's not fighting Tamus this time, so he's supposed to have an okay lane.
Yes, and Aura is actually going back to this lane. They're not making a switch, so this may be a quite hard lane for Aura unless Jiao can make and have a presence against this Camus.
Yeah, because he's just going for the buff. I think, yeah, he get the buff and that's it. Jiao and Rex still level 3. They cannot get any sort of farm at all. Actually, Jiao is higher level and Aura right now. Aura haven't touched his level 3, which means the rotation is gonna be very, very late for the side of Evos. And Onic, knowing this, I think they're gonna fight into the turtle right now. They know that Aura cannot do anything against this turtle.
Yes, we can see a dive coming in for Onic right now. And they got the first blood.
Yep, Jiao doesn't know that actually there's a 4-man rotation for Onic, and they're trying to get this battle. The G actually have his ball and the Mystic Gush. He's gonna kill. Oh, nope, not enough. Psycho with the drag, and they actually control the show. This is gonna be a very, very one-sided fight for Onic Esports, but Evos getting kills in the meantime just with the Phantom Steel, and the Phantom Storm managed to kill Anti-Mage.
Yes, Onic didn't expect Just No Limit to actually move from the bottom lane onto the turtle, but they actually traded one kill. So for Evos right now, they haven't tried to make sure to get turtle, but they are unable to actually contest it.
Yep, this is still a big win for Onic Esports, and it's 2-1. Sasa is also coming to the top lane to actually secure the turtle. And at least now Aura have a good time to actually just free farming a little bit, and Sasa is gonna do the same.
Yes, we can see now from the lane switch, Just No Limit will actually have quite a hard time against Tamus from Anti-Mage, who has level 5 right now and is almost level 6. And maybe it will happen like last game, where Anti-Mage just pressured Just No Limit.
Yeah, but this is like the same level. At the same level, actually, Tamus and Leomord counter each other, because if you have the Phantom State, you definitely can run from the Inverno. You can actually just harass using the Phantom Storm. But I think Anti-Mage, yeah, he's not gonna do the same thing. He knows that with the same level, they're actually a counter kill potential. And Onic going to the bottom lane, trying to get some of the kills. Dryan is there with his Kai. If we get a good Hurricane Dance onto the Gord, I think that's gonna be a good. Oh, but the arrow is there. Just No Limit is definitely gonna die. The Mystic Gush trying to get the counter kill, but once again, the hook and the Dryan Hurricane Dance controlling Gord. He cannot run anywhere after Mystic Gush. Rack is also on the bad spot. The Implosion gonna get the kill. Triple kill for Udil.
Yes, and this is a very different Udil from last game. Last game he was 0-3 in the early game. This time he's 4-0 on the Selena, and he has a lot of pressure, especially for his early game. He has massive, massive damage, and Evos has to be careful from his abyssal arrows.
Yeah, Aura once again needs to perform very well. He needs to open the space for the bottom lane, but yeah, I think this is like a very, very good fight for Onic. It's supposed to run both ways. It's supposed to be a 3 kill, but the Hurricane Dance from Rack onto the Gord is actually quite good enough. And once again, Onic gonna lose some heroes. The Akai is gonna die, but they trade just for it.
Yes, they're trading another kill, and I don't think this is the best situation, because you always want to have a 0 death when you die. But actually it's quite okay, because Just No Limit is the one actually dying, and they're trading it for a tank.
Yeah, I think the only problem for Onic Esports is they never haven't got any objective yet besides the turtle. Sasa actually gonna get caught. He's gonna die for sure, but do they get more than this? Yeah, the episode arrow doesn't hit anyone. Onic Esports doesn't have the chance to counter. At the top lane, finally Anti-Mage got his first turret of the day, while Jazz trying his best, using his horses to farm and maybe trying to come back as the first game.
Yes, and we can see right now Onic having a 4k gold lead up against Evos Esports, and this time they do have a marksman who can carry them in the late game. Unlike last game, they actually had like a full early game composition.
Yep, but Aura still having a good time here. 1 assist, no death yet, while Onic Esports trying to get the second turtle. Sasa is already hitting the turtles, but they have Cho, they have the Kaya, they have the full lineup to actually just control one hero, just to initiate on Dryan or either Sasa or Udil, so they need to be very careful.
Yes, and Jao has to be very careful.
2 bar last. 1 bar slap. Rack is actually going in, but it's too late. And actually, Dryan, a good Hurricane Dance there. G cannot do anything. He's using his flicker already. Sasa is gonna die, but I think G also gonna do the same. And the Jet Kundo actually hitting 3 people. Anti-Mage is already coming. Evos needs to run away. He maybe get the kill onto Dryan, but they cannot get any more than this. Arrow not gonna hit anyone. Just No Limit finding a way to get back home.
Yes, and a 2-for-2 trade plus the turtle coming in for Onic. It's a bit more gold for Onic, but Sasa, he has to be very, very careful for Rek, because Rek has been always aiming for him, getting his ults onto Sasa only just to shut him down.
Yeah, but Sasa actually playing very aggressive. If you can see, after the Jet Kundo doesn't hit, he actually is the one who's chasing the Rack and onto like 3 people. But Udil with the solo plays once again, the individual coming into term for Onic Esports. Now they have a 5k lead. This is a more bigger lead than the first game. Can Evos Esports come back from this one?
Yes, it's going to be very, very hard, especially with Onic actually having a safety border for late game. They have Sasa who's on marksman, and they're even having a bigger lead than last game.
Yeah. Psycho trying his best to get the first turret out the mid lane. I don't think Evos can try to fight this. G actually have a good fight. They actually have a good combo. Maybe they don't want to initiate on the front line, but I think anti-mage is actually a good sign if you want to kill. I think you can actually just burst him really quick.
Yes, but maybe they're also wary of Udil, who has 5 kills at the moment and has a lot of gold and damage right now. And they'll be very careful for Psycho because he's trying to get to the back line if they actually try to engage just now.
Yeah, G haven't gotten any good Mystic Gush yet. 8 seconds for the first Lord, but I think it's going to be a fight before the first Lord even coming.
Yes, I think Onic is just looking for a 5v5 because they're quite far ahead right now. And maybe after 5v5 or maybe just catching 2 core heroes from Evos, they can actually take the lower 10.
Yeah, Rack actually finishing his immortality at the same time as oh no, Tiger just only have the Athena shields, but Ham was once again quite hard to kill. Yep, his Athena shields, he have his Bloodlust X and going to the end of battle right now. Momentum is there and the Bolt going for Psycho, just no limit 2v1. They haven't got anyone here. Rack and Jiao. Rack doesn't have the way of the dragon anymore. Aura actually getting hit and the implosion. It's gonna be a very big battle for Onic Esports, but they managed to run away. Evos a good disengage.
Yes, and just now Evos, even though they caught Onic first, they didn't actually target one single person, so the damage was spread out. And for Onic, they tried to engage, but it failed because Evos had such a good disengage.
Yeah, Arrow once again doesn't hit anyone, but this is gonna be a safe Lord for Onic. At the same time, Just No Limit is doing what Aura done in the first game. Rack actually in a very bad spot. He has the immortality, but he needs to use the flicker to run away.
Yes, and then we can see Just No Limits, they're pushing turrets, getting 1 turret for his team, and that's actually the first turret for his team. So
oh yeah, I didn't realize that was actually the first turret. They actually the first time they managed to run besides the river, but now Lord is coming onto Evo's base. Can they defend it? Because anti-mage is also doing all the split push. I think at least they're not gonna try to go to the base right now, but at least get all the other towers.
Yes, and if they do get inhibited at bottom, that will be a very huge lead for Onic Esports in this mid game actually.
Yeah, but anti-mage I don't think he's not gonna do the 5v5. The Lord I think is gonna be the sacrificial pound for Onic, but they're trying to fight it 4v5 actually. Anti-mage is still at the top blade. Giant coming in. Zhao doesn't expect that and he's gonna die. The Mystic Gust doesn't hit anyone. Onic managed to disengage, and at the top lane, anti-mage is actually on a very bad problem, but Cycle is coming in to help him. Yep, they got all the other turrets. Now he was just playing the defense game. Abyssal Arrow almost hit Gord there, but thankfully it doesn't hit. Now they can play the defense game.
Yes,
it's suddenly a 10 kill lead. 10 kill lead for
now
him.
they're pressing 3 turrets from Evos Esports. It will be very hard for them to defend, especially with such a huge lead, almost 10k for Onic Esports.
Yep, Arrow once again. If it hits, I think it's gonna be the opening for Onic.
Yes. And you can just throw and maybe look for 1 core hero from Evos Esports, and you can see Onic is backing off, trying to reset right now. They do have such a huge lead just now coming for the Lord. They took down 2 turrets because of 1 Lord, and they took a huge chunk of the bottom inhibited turret as well.
Yeah, but they haven't finished it, so they cannot play very aggressive. Now they're gonna take all the buff first, try to find some pick off maybe. But Evos Esports, this is their time. If they want to split push, this is the time now. Aura cannot be scared because this is a very bad game. Zhao once again gonna get combo. I don't think he can run anywhere, but actually he can. Once again the arrow almost hit. Oh my god, actually if that like 1 pixel slower, he can actually gonna die. Implosion, is it gonna be used by Psycho? Not yet. Just No Limit is coming in with his Phantom Steed. It's gonna be a very weird fight. Just No Limit trying to run away, but he cannot. The damage from Sasa is online right now, but Aura, once again, he's trying to do the split pushing. Onic Esports needs to be very aware of this.
Yes, we can see Aura just backing off right now because he knows 2 members from Onic Esports is following on him, and we can also get a huge chunk on the bottom turret right now. And Onic didn't have the best of engages just now. They couldn't finish off Evos Esports even though it was a 5v4 situation.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the anti-match is supposed to be gonna die, but I think Just No Limit's like, oh, where's my friend? I need to run away right now. You cannot, but at least Aura trying his best to just split up the fight, makes the fight disperse, and they can actually defend the game right now.
Yeah, so we'll see Udo just pushing the bottom wave trying to get another chunk on the bottom inhibitor turret, and because Evos is defending their base right now, looking for another chance to actually split push or come back in this game.
Yeah. Immortality for Dryan, so they can play a little bit more aggressive. Arrow doesn't hit anyone, and even if it hits, it's in front of the turret. I don't think you want to dive into that, especially with the Dark Red Force. It's gonna be very hard for you to actually get combo kills. But Onic Esports, they just need to play this very calmly. It's 15 seconds until the Lord is respawning.
Yes, maybe the Lord will be their next objective, because they do need help in pushing against Evos, because Evos has such a huge wave clear potential, especially from G on board. Wave clear waves alone.
Yeah, Wreck actually is very bad spot. He's getting killed by Sasa. Immortality is gonna be activated, but can they run away? Evos Esports trying to get the counter kill, but he doesn't get anyone. Jiao actually in a very big problem. Aura gonna come into the backline. Dryan, the Petrify doesn't hit, and Aura gonna die. Sasa doesn't get the focus. Just No Limit trying to do the same, but it's all about killing the heroes. They cannot get the backline, and now they're gonna pay. Evos Esports losing 3 heroes. Onic Esports can actually finish the game right now. It's gonna be 5v3 situation. It's 20 seconds until at least one of them getting back.
Yes, we can see all the waves coming into Evos' base as well. We can see Onic looking forward to end this game.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be definitely game 3. There's no way Evos is coming back and wipe out to finish the game. Dryan even not using his Hurricane Dance at all. That's a big mistake for Evos. They're trying to come back into the game, but definitely this is the game for Onic.
Yes, and Onic, after losing game 1, they showed us how good they really are on game 2.
Yeah.
Especially with a marksman that has a safety for the late game. They won even more in the early game than they actually played a full-on early game composition.
Yeah, actually just this time, even though he got the lanes that he wants, but he doesn't give any impact at all. He doesn't give the opening for Aura to actually do the split push until the late games.
Yes, and on this game, I think Udil just actually played like how he usually plays. Because in the first games on Lunox, he had a 0-3 score. He didn't really have a presence in the game. He didn't really have damage. But on this game on Selena, he was just split pushing. He was pressuring. He bursted everyone who caught by him.
Yeah, we're gonna see how the statistic is gonna prove. Actually, I think this is just gonna be a very, very bad performance for Evos, especially on the 2 tanks. Also, we don't see any initiation from Cho or the Kaya. We never see any kill at all with the combo from Jazz or G. And yeah, once again, G, I think it's just like underperforming so hard on this god once again.
Yes, even though he has a 3-3 score, but he didn't really have an impact in the game. He didn't really catch anyone, and he didn't really burst anyone. And Evos is very different from the game 1, where they were very, very coordinated. They played disciplined. But in this game, like, they didn't really know what to do against Onic, who had such a strong early game once again.
Yeah, I think it's all about the pressure for Evos. No one from Evos Esports, especially the 3-core, giving any pressure at all. But I think it's not Aura's fault, definitely, because he's the one supposed to be doing the farming. He's supposed to be the one who's going for the late game. I think it's Jess and G responsibility to actually put pressure for Onic, so they cannot like group up as 5 trying to fight the 5v5 situation. And yeah, they're gonna get the second game quite easy there. There's no comeback at all for Evos.
Yes, indeed. Aura should have been the one being played safely, just farming, getting the items he needs, and the team should pressure for him. But instead, they couldn't pressure for him, and Aura couldn't split push.
Yep, we're gonna see some highlights here. I think the highlights is all gonna be about how Psycho actually getting all the kills with Dryan. I think this is the best performance out of the 2 tanks from Onic Esports. Usually we see, oh yeah, it's about Udil, it's about Sasa, but actually you can see they set up a lot of kills by Dryan, especially with the Hurricane Dance. And yeah, you can see the drag on, the implosion, they kill everyone. They help Udil to get his like 4 kills, 6 kills into the game.
Yes, and you can see here, he was actually almost coming back a few times in the game, but they failed to actually execute few members from Onic, which made it very, very hard for them to come back.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a good game from Onic. This is like maybe not really individually play. I think Udil maybe a little bit, but definitely Dryan and Saiku is definitely the MVP for this game. They really like just wrecking the composition of Evos really hard. Every time they group up as 4, they cannot do anything. The Hurricane Dash is there, the Implosion is there. They keep getting killed, picked off one by one.
Yes, and they always lock down key targets from Evos, which made it very easy for him to finish off team fights.
Yep, even Sasa is like, no one's any pressuring Sasa at all. Like the Kari is just giving a lot of damage without any repercussion at all. And Evos last time they're trying to get Sasa one against, but this is too much. Anti-Mage in the front and Dryan also in front. They cannot go past that. Evos just losing all heroes.
Yeah, so we can see here Sasa just doing free hits in the back line, being defended by 3 frontliners from Onic.
Yeah, and this just end game for Onic Esports. Evos, can they back into this as... But at least they get 1 point. At least they get 1 point, but that's not a really good like standard for them. Especially after the lose against the Prime, they want this point to actually just stay on the top 4.
Yes, they want to compete on top 4 to make sure they actually get a bye in the playoffs and get an upper bracket bye. But right now they lost against the Prime. They lost. And they have 1 game against Onic, and even though if they win, they get only 2 points, which is not the best result for them this week.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be the best result considering the opponent. And we're going to see the 3rd game, but we're going to go to a little break right now. Welcome back to MPL Indonesia Season 3, a new history. Still with me, Audi and awesome, my partner here.
Wolfie.
Yep, and we're going to Game 3 again for Onic Esports against Evos Esports after that little break. But seeing the Game 1 and Game 2, who do you think gonna win the Game 3? Before seeing any drop, before seeing anything.
It's very hard to actually decide who's going to be the game winner for Game 3, but I think Onic is finally awake after losing their first game against Evos. On the second game, they played very, very dominantly, despite having a more late game composition than first game. So I think on the third game, if they can keep up their tempo, if they can keep up their consistency, they should be able to win Game 3.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be one thing that needs to be considered also with the blue and the red side ban. Because once again, I think Onic this time needs to go on the red side.
Yes.
Yeah, if I'm not wrong. So this is the problem with the Harriet Grok, which I don't like at all. Because it puts a lot of disadvantage for the red side to just ban two heroes that maybe doesn't really get played by Evos, but it's just like too overpowered, it's just too strong that you need to actually ban it.
What I've seen from many teams is during the red side, they just open everything, just open all the OP heroes. Make sure I want to get a part of that OP hero pool as well. Like you can take Herod, I can take Rock, or the other way as well. So maybe they'll look on to doing that as well, but they don't usually do that. They usually just ban everything and open King and Lunox.
Because I think Harriet is just like countering everyone, even Grok there. You can see like they can actually kill the Grok quite easily with a Harriet. So maybe if you want to get the Grok to the Evo side, you can ban the Harriet only and ban either the Kaya or Cho. So or either Leomord, but I don't think you want to ban Leomord, especially against Jazz, who haven't been performing at all for these two games.
Yes, and in general, Leomord isn't a first rotation ban as well. You can ban so many other heroes, but I guess just a limit. I think Hayabusa was better on him on the early weeks. He also had better performances on Tamas, but Leomord not so much.
Yep, and once again, an Akai ban from Evos. They're doing the same thing as the first game. I think Onyx is going to do the same, but they just take their time to actually thinking about what they're gonna pick after the first pick from Evos.
Yes, you can see another Grok ban. I mean, it's always like this on the red side. It's very, very rare to see Grok and Harriet not banned on the red side.
Yeah, well, for Evos, they can choose anyone. They can choose to ban the Lunox, they can choose to ban the Hellcourt, or maybe the Cloud.
Yes, and maybe they can even take Cho on the first pick if no other OP hero is left open. Because Onic, they also play a lot of Cho, especially on Psycho, so they have to be wary of that as well.
Yeah, I think, but if you want to pick the Cho, you need to ban the Lunox first, because it's gonna be definitely gonna be second pick by Onic, and yeah, the Lunox is free, Cloud is free. I think Lunox is gonna be more of the choice for Evos.
No.
Oh, okay, yes, Kimi. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna pick. That's not Quinn. That's a Yishun Xin pick. That's like surprise.
Like you have Kimi, you have Lunox. Oh, I'm taking YSS.
Yeah, and then like the YSS actually just like we can still last pick that you don't need to. They never gonna ban that hero at all. But Lunox and Selena once again for Onic. And Evos Esports, they have the chance to pick the Cho and Kaya together.
Yes, Cho and Kaya, a classic combo for those two tanks. But they're actually focusing on taking Tamas.
Yep, Tamas, questionable pick, seeing they have to fight against the Lunox and Selena. But maybe it's just like, oh, Onic has been playing this for the straight two games, and teammate is actually playing it very well, despite all the heroes, but Lapu Lapu Shadow pick.
Yes, and Lapu Lapu isn't a hero that all players know how to play. He is a very, very hard hero to play, and I think ours and only Anti-Mage know how to play him really, really well.
I think only like 2 people in this whole season of MPL actually played Lapu Lapu before. But no, they're gonna pick the Kaya, they want the safe pick, so there's initiator from each side with the Cho and Kaya. They just need the crowd control right now, but Akai is banned, Grok is banned. So Minotaur is gonna be the ban, I think, for Evos Esports or either Onic. I don't think any one of them gonna let it out, but Evos Esports once again gonna respect ban the Hayabusa.
Yes, we can see here Mino still open for Onic, same as game 1 where they actually took Mino on the second rotation on the first pick.
Yeah, but Onic this time, I think after the ban, he's the one who gets the pick, right? So
Yes.
because like Evos need to pick 2 times in a row, so they're gonna ban the
Your
Bellaric.
team is
They're trying
picking.
to play it very aggressive, I think. That's why with the Bellaric ban and Onic, they can actually get the Minotaur right now if they want it.
Yes, Mino is probably the pick they're going to go to on the first pick on the second rotation because there's not many tanks left.
Yeah.
We see Kai already picked, we can see Cho picked, and we can see Grok and also Belric and Akai being banned.
The other pick that I can maybe think about is Gatot because they maybe won the long range initiation. But oh, they go for a Lolita. They go for a
team is
defensive
picking.
pick actually.
Yes. And this is very, very rare because not many teams actually play Lolita.
Yeah.
You can see a 100% lose rate on Lolita
Wow!
at this moment.
4 picks and 100% lose rate. Can Onic actually turn this around? I actually never see that 100%
Your
lose
team
rate.
is
And
picking.
Aura gonna pick the Gatot. I think it's gonna be for Rack if I'm not wrong. And G gonna finish it with an Alice pick. So both of them gonna have the long range nation slash the defense pick, as you can say, but Onic once again they need one more heroes.
And Lapu Lapu.
Lapu Lapu. Yeah, I'm thinking about a fighter, but at the same time, like a fighter is not really a good pick here because he's fighting against a mage and a marksman who can actually dash quite far with also a magic damage
Yes.
from Kimi. So Lapu Lapu is actually very hard, but if he can actually play it perfectly, he can maybe win the game or just lose the game. I think this is like very hit or miss for Lapu Lapu.
Yes, if he can get his ult down on the core targets from Evos, he can actually win the fight and just burst him down. But if he doesn't land a good ult or no one from Onic lands a good initiation, it's going to be very hard for them.
Yeah, I was thinking like either Lapu Lapu or maybe you want to take the Ruby because you can
Yeah.
have the counter, you can actually kill people quite easily, and with the lifesteal you can actually sustain damage from the side of Evos. But I think they're gonna be more comfortable with Lapu Lapu, and I hear there's some technical difficulties. We hear some headset problems, probably gonna be from G here, who's already have our technician for it. So what do you think about the pick?
I think from Evos, they have a very strong composition this game, but it relies a lot on how they play the early game because once again, Onic, whatever they pick, they always have a more early game composition.
Yeah.
Especially with Lapu Lapu, if he does have a good game, if he snowballs in the early game, he'll be a very hard fighter to fight in the late game once he gets his ult off and just deals a lot of damage in the back line.
Yeah, but the problem is once again, I don't think this is a very good Lapu Lapu game. If it's gonna be big, he needs to have a lot of kills at the first. Maybe not a lot of kills, just 1 kill at the first or second minutes. I think that's gonna be very crucial to Lapu Lapu to have a good start in this game. But I don't think that needs to be really the case as long as the Lunox and Selena also have a pick off.
Yes, but Selena is a very strong hero in the early game. He can actually help Lapu Lapu get a snowball as well with the Abyssal Arrow.
Yep, and we're gonna see, and we're gonna dive into the game right now. Evos Esports giving words of encouragement actually to each other to win this second game, because this is still a very important point. If you can actually beat Onic Esports, that means no one in this regular season haven't lost a series yet, except Onic, and they're gonna lose maybe one right now against Evos. And the other thing is, if you win against the top contender of this regular season, you can actually have a good boost of confidence you can actually get the top 4.
Yes, we can see here Jiao and also Aura just pushing it really fast on top side, trying to get the buff away from Psycho. And I don't think Psycho, does he have Retribution? I don't really know yet.
I forgot what he's taking. I think either Retribution or maybe a Flicker is gonna be good.
Yes, we can see just Limit just zoning out Lapu Lapu from Anti-Mage right now. And
yeah, he's doing the same thing that Anti-Mage is doing on the first game to Just, and this is just basically a petty revenge for Just No Limit. The gold buff from both sides is gonna get taken. Aura already finished on the top lane. I don't know who's gonna take it on the bottom lane. I think Udiru trying now. but Anti-Mage still at level 1, so this is gonna be a very hard lane for Lapu Lapu.
Yes, we can see here Aura and Jiao always pushing it out into the turret, giving them more space to roam around the jungle, trying to pressure Onic from the early game they actually have, so Psycho can't really do any plays, especially in mid lane where G does need some time to scale into the late game, get some items, get some damage.
Yep, and now we can already see that Lunox actually trying to help the bottom lane, at least give some sort of damage or just harassment. While at the top lane it's all about Selena. Oh, but the hook there, Zhao is actually going, and he's tanking all the abyssal arrow damage so Aura doesn't get killed.
We can see 4 members from Evos Esports. Are they looking for a dive or are they just looking for a turtle?
Yeah, but they don't get anyone as you can see just No Limit playing too aggressive. I think he's having too much fun to just trying harass Anti-Mage, but they forgot that actually Udil is there to get the kills. This is gonna be one more bar turtle, definitely gonna be to get by Evos Esports, but once again a kill by Udil and Evos Esports losing too much hero here. Double kill, Udil getting 3 kills on 2 minutes into the game.
Yes, and even though they got turtle, it wasn't worth it, and right now they're being dived once again. Can Udil do it?
Yeah, Udil definitely can do it. Inferno is used, but no failed there. Numenon Blast doesn't do anything. He's just trying to save the first turret. While Udil 4 kills. This is gonna be a very big snowball for him.
Especially Lunox with a very strong early game, has a very strong team fight. We can see Sasa now being targeted by Evos.
But who cares? Udil is here. He's trying to kill anyone who's trying to get one more kill at the bottom lane. Lapu Lapu definitely have some free space after the death of Jess.
Yes, and with 2 assists on him and also 1 level lead against Just No Limit, maybe he can pressure Tamus now. But we can see G right now just roaming around to bottom side, trying to help Just No Limit. And maybe getting some farm as well, because he does need a lot of gold to actually have a presence in this game.
Yeah, G, I think, needs to play his best, especially after that second game. He's trying to do something for his team, but for now, it's all about just farming. Selena doesn't have any good initiation as yet, but Udil's still a big problem for Evos. They need to address this right now before it gets out of control.
Yes, we can see Drian here just trying to defend Psycho and try to let him get some roams as well, because he can't roam this time, having been pressured.
Oh, Psycho using the flicker already, and Drian gonna get kicked, but the abyssal arrow hits. It doesn't mean a thing because it's 4 heroes from Evos Esports trying to get a kill. The Lolita is gonna die, but at least Psycho's gonna leave. Anti-Mage and Jess 1v1 at the bottom lane. After the Inferno is activated, Lapu Lapu is gonna run away. While the Divine Judgment doesn't hit anyone, but solo kill from Psycho is actually getting caught, but it's gonna be a trade kill. Udil is there, the damage is too big. Can G actually stand against this? He actually can. Once again, the Ring of Order, and Sasa gonna get the last hit. The tank is too tanky for G to kill, but it's a trade kill. Udil gonna get killed by Rek.
Yes, and you can see here right now, Drian still coming, following up to Rek, but Rek just tries to go out, tries to save himself.
I think this is a 2 tank. You don't want to kill a tank with a tank.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a very long fight, and it's just like taking too much time.
Yes, you can see here Psycho after dying, we can see him just trying to roam, just trying to get the buffs and items, because he hasn't had a good initiation as of now. And here we can see Anti-Mage just being pressured by Just No Limit, and he almost has a 2-level lead again against Just No Limit.
Yep. Anti-Mage, despite the early harassment, but I think the kill from Udil getting him a big space, and now Turtle is gonna get secured by Onic. Evos Esports gonna be too late to come, and they're actually trying. Flying Blood, the Father of Gordian, the long range initiation, and G actually getting the kill. But Onic, now they are coming into the front bow, the front sword from Anti-Mage is a 4-man ultimate, as you said, and they're gonna kill 3 heroes.
Yes, you can see the Lolita ult coming with the Chieftain Rage from Anti-Mage, just locking everyone down, stunning 4 people, and he just won the fight like in an instant, turn it around.
Jazz is also gonna die, I think. Yeah, the Divine Judgment is there, so effectively that's a 4 kill for Onic. You get the turtle is fine, we get yours. We get the 4 kills, we get the turret.
Yes, and this is what we have spoken in the early game. If Anti-Mage does get a few kills in the early game, this will be a very, very scared Lapu-Lapu, and it's happening.
It's
3-3 right now on Anti-Mage.
It's really happening now. It's gonna be a very, very bad message for Evos Esports, because now it's after like the Anti-Mage comeback, Udil actually haven't died. Like, he died once because of like the dive, but that's it. And now Evos have 2 problems to address: the Udil Lunox and Anti-Mage Lapu-Lapu.
Yes, and even though Psycho doesn't have a lot of kills, he just needs to stun someone for Anti-Mage and also Udil to go in and try to get a kill.
Yeah, G gonna get burst down, but he have the blood out on time. Udil actually gonna get killed at the meantime. Sisa also gonna get killed with the failed initiation from the side of Onic, but at least Psycho get the top lane turret. Is trying. The arrow is there. Zhao, this is a full 4 seconds stun, but it's gonna be not a kill because Zhao using his Avatar of Guardian to run away.
Yes, the Avatar of Guardian just saved himself, and we can see Onic just waiting for Odil and also Sasa to respawn before they try to make another play. Even though they have quite a large lead right now, they're having trouble positioning themselves, so Evos actually tried to catch them out and they successfully did it.
Yeah, I think, but still, Anti-Mage is still a big problem.
Soon.
The ultimate is used for this
Wave clearing.
Yeah, wave clearing. Trying to get Aura, is actually trying once more. Anti-Mage doesn't have any stun here, but he used the flickers to control, and Aura at the same time used the flicker just on limit with the Inferno. Maximum charge doesn't hit anyone. Rex is actually gonna die. I don't think it's gonna be safe. The arrow doesn't hit anyone, but it's 5 people from Onic. Evos Esports need to run away right now. Giant is going there. He's having the stun, but Zhao is in the turret, and now they're diving into the inhibitor to get the kill onto Aura.
Yes, and the Avatar Guardian against and Onic used to defend himself from Zhao, and we can Salsa just trying to wave clear. Maybe they're looking for another turtle which is up, but the Lord will be up soon as well.
It's just because of the channel, and G gonna get caught. This is a 4-man gang, and this is definitely a Lord at least.
Yes, they should be getting Lord right now because they have G already out of the fight, and they have to wait for Aura until he reaches the Lord. But it's still scary because they still have Avatar Guardian soon up, which can be used to counter them once they go for a Lord. It's very, very hard to take down at this minute.
Yep, I think that's why maybe they prefer to just recall and then trying to control the wave. Once again, Onic doesn't want to get greedy enough. Anti-Mage 1v3. As you can see, he's very tanky. No one can kill him right now.
And if they actually went for him just now, he could just use the Chieftain Rage and just go back against him because Sasa was already following up, Psycho was already following up.
Arrow doesn't hit anyone. Psycho is actually free farming at top, and just no limit is gonna die. The combo is there. Divine Judgment with the right click from Odil.
Yes, and Odil going 7, 2, and 4 right now. That's a lot of damage on Odil.
Yeah, this is definitely, it's all about the kills now from the side of Onic. Arrow doesn't hit anyone. He's trying to find the Kimi. The Kimi is actually revealing himself, but now they have Zhao in front, but they don't care about Zhao supposed to be. Yep, they won the Aura kill. Now the Chieftain Rage is there, and they're gonna get 2 kills. Are Rek gonna run away? Not think so, because the Divine Judgment is actually getting the kill. The Way of the Dragon is used just to prolong the fight. Actually, Zhao is safe because of the Avatar of Guardian once again.
Yes, and now if 2 members down from Evos Esports, you can see Onic just contesting the Lord right now, and Evos can actually follow up. They're too far away and they don't have any front line except for Gatot Kaca.
Yeah, to that one recall, Avatar of Guardian is used. There's no way Evos Esports can fight that. And it's an easy Lord for Onic. I think they're gonna get the 2-1 here, but it's too soon to tell. Evos Esports still have their Kimi, they still have the late game potential, but Aura doesn't have the farm he needed.
Yes, and it's very, very hard for Evos to come back because they don't have a strong initiate except for Gatot Kaca. So they do need to catch out Odil, but he has Brilliance of Order as well. Lapu-Lapu is just 6-0 and 4 right now. He's just too tanky and has a lot of burst damage. Yeah,
it's all about baiting for Evos. I think they need to beat some spells first before they can commit into the fight. So it's gonna be a long fight for them. That's what the initiation is. That's what their goal is, to just like bait some fight from the side of Onic. But I think Onic's gonna try to finish this right now. Lord still almost full HP, and it's almost inhibitor turret for 2 sides. At least they can get 1 out of this.
Yes, they may be getting the bottom inhibitor turret right now. without any contest from Evos Esports because they are too far ahead right now.
Yep. And Zhao is trying to go. G, Blood Out is not enough. And now the Dominant Blast is here. Zhao is getting hit. I don't think Evos have any damage at all. As you can see, Aura is actually not getting focused at all. But Onic just doesn't care. They kill everyone. 2 kills already. And they're going to get the second turret. They're going to get the third turret as well after the push at the top lanes. Yep, this is gonna be an end game. Evos Esports once again on the back leg. Can they defend this? Zhao once again trying to 1v5, but Aura already getting caught. No more damage from Evos and wipe out. Onic definitely take the second game and wins the series once again.
Yes, after losing the first game against Evos Esports, you can see Onic reviving themselves, just winning Game 2 and Game 3 very, very dominantly. Especially for Odile. Game 1, he was very lackluster, going 0-3. And he redeemed himself on Game 2 and Game 3, just carrying his team really, really hard.
Yep, and Evos, I think if you remember, it's also a comeback on Game 1, so it's actually very, very hard fight for Evos to win this series. And Onic still cleaning his sheets, no lose at all at this series.
Yes, having a clean sheet right now, I think it's very, very good for Onic, especially coming to the later half of the season right now. Having so many points, having not dropped a single series yet.
Yeah, it's helping us a lot. And as you can see, like Evos, 1 point, that's okay, I guess, because it's against Onic. I don't think you can expect much, especially after yesterday's performance. But this time it's just like once again, just getting like really shut down. It's really surprising for me because he already got his heroes, right? This is Tamus. This is against a Lapu Lapu. It's supposed to be a very counter hero. Lapu Lapu is supposed to be not doing anything, but Lapu Lapu, as you can see, he scored 6, 0, and 8.
Yes.
What the hell? This looks like a hero that gets shut down at the early game. Definitely not.
I mean, at the very, very first start of the game, he did get shut down. He was hugging his turret, but after he got these 2 kills on the turtle, he was just rampaging, just taking out Just No Limit, just diving into fights, using his ult to take down key targets from Evos. And as we said, Lapu Lapu in the early game, if he gets kills, he's going to snowball really hard.
Yeah, and just the one of the worst performing on the third game. Of course, I think Aura also doesn't get his split push hero. He's doing the marksman, so he needs to farm a lot. And G just doesn't open any space at all. Like Alice, of course, you can get the flowing out, you get the blood out onto 5 people, but the damage is just too big from the set of Onic.
Yes, every time he tried to go in, he didn't have enough items, so if he went in, he could deal damage, but he just exploded directly from the damage of Onic.
Yeah, I think it's also the problem that I think every time G going in, there's no damage that can actually pressure Onic to just run away. So every time like G coming in,
they focus on him.
Yeah, they focus on him. Like Jazz definitely doesn't have any damage. Aura is also the same. So yeah, as you can see here, like G, he's trying very hard to win the game, but Udil and Sasa is just too tanky at now.
Yes.
And the Dominant Blast onto the Chieftain Rage onto 4 people that just wins the game. I think this is like the comeback moment, like the defining moment for Onic to just, okay, we're gonna win, definitely win this game after that turtle. Second turtle
they just controlled the whole game and just were dominant after that fight. They just destroyed Evos from every turtle they got, because Evos did get 2 first turtles, but they just got countered every time they took it.
Yeah, and Clock of Destiny is finished by G, but that at 6 minutes, that definitely see as the potential that G doesn't have a good game at all this game. And Avatar of Guardian also, we already seeing several times is used only to run away. We already see in this highlight 2 times in a row, which means there's no good fight from Evos at all. It's just like getting slaughtered 1 by 1.
Yes, because G did rely a lot on that Avatar Guardian. If it hit, maybe he could have pressure to go in and damage, but it never happened.
Yeah, it never happened. As you can see, that the last time G going in, he's just getting focused by all the 5 people from Evos. They don't even care about Aura. Aura is actually hitting all the time, but there's no damage at all. See, Zhao is very, very tanky, but they're the one who's hitting Zhao. They don't care about Aura at all.
Yes, at this point, I think Onic just were too far away from Evos and just ended the game really dominantly.
Yeah, it's 11 minutes, 41 against 25k. So that's definitely once more a domination game from Onic. From the second game, Evos Esports needs to go back to the drawing board. He needs to go back how to win this game, how to win the rest of the season.
Yes, but all in all, actually Evos got 1 win, and they got a very precious 1 point away from Onic, which is a very, very big result for them. as they are still trying to look for consistency in the league right now.
Yeah, I think they need to be. I think it's not about the draft, it's just about how they execute the gameplay right now. I think that's the biggest problem for Evos. But we're gonna see them again next week. Of course, we still have the last match. The second match now is about Louvre against Star 8. And also, we're gonna say thank you to our sponsors here. We got Bukalapak as our legend sponsor, Epic sponsor. We have also Gamely, Creating Michat, and Wi-Fi Master Key. While we have our elite sponsor HyperX, and we are only live on Facebook Gaming. Also, this event is closed by Moontun, is presented by Moontun and going by MET Indonesia. We're gonna see you soon for the second match.
Let me introduce you to my partner, Dexter. Let's go fight some enemies. Let me introduce you to my partner, Dexter. Let's get this started. Let's get this started.
You have slain an enemy.
Monkey means jump. Dexter, you getting fat, buddy? Started.
You have slain an enemy.
Let's get this started.
Legendary. Double kill.
The money.
Triple kill.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
The strongest ninja.
You have slain an enemy. Monster kill. Double kill. Legendary. Legendary.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Killing spree. Ally has been slain. Mega kill. Ally has been slain. You have slain an enemy. Double Our kill. Inhibitor turret is under attack. Triple kill.
Hey, hey! See my admirers behind me? Failure is not an option. Solitude is my closest friend.
You have slain an enemy.
Cruel.
You have slain an enemy. Launch attack. An enemy has been slain. Killing spree. Double kill.
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Turret has been destroyed. Request back. You have slain an enemy. You have slain an enemy. Mega kill. Ally has been slain. Mega kill. Slain.
welcome to MPL ID Season 3 again, right here with me, Clyde, and my partner right here.
Well, Jeff, we are back here for Mobile Legends Professional League Season 3 Indonesia Regular Season Week 4, Day 2. A new history here. We already saw a great history, Uncrowned King versus the, what we call it?
The new king?
The king for the people? I meant to say that. The king for the people is led by the Uncrowned King here. Onic versus Evos Esports 2-1. It's a really great match. It's really interesting. The first game, Aura really take the advantage with the objective gaming, but the second and also the third game is like really a whole game for Onic Esports. But after this, we will see another match between Louvre versus Star 8 Esports, and maybe it will also a great history as well.
Yeah, because as we know, Star 8 has not been consistent lately, but I know that they got the people to do it, they got the skills to do it, and going against Louvre, who hasn't having a good time as well, but they can take game 1 against Onic.
Okay, but we will just call Louvre Esports to the stage.
And here you go, Louvre Esports coming into the arena with Marcia marching as the captain of the team. Oh my god!
Look at that, Louvre Esports pretty in a good vibes this morning. This afternoon, actually, it's already afternoon. I don't know why I keep saying morning. But yes, they already have a good vibe inside of the MPL ID Season 3 Indonesia. They are eating the chewy gum since they are pretty nervous, I think.
I think it's to keep their focus in, and now they're going.
Not to be too nervous, I think.
And now they're going into the arena, smiling as always for Marcia.
Always like that. But yes, this is the Louvre, but we will also see the enemies, the one that gonna against Louvre in this match. Start it.
And here you go, the dark horse of MPL ID Season 3, Star 8 Esports.
Yes, this is Star 8, the underdog coming from the qualifier finals out of nowhere, coming to the stage right now against Louvre, the one that already inside of the MPL since Season 1.
Yeah, it's since Season 1.
Yeah, since Season 1, even though that they are changing the roster, it's still a good thing that Louvre is still inside of the MPL itself, and they're gonna against this new team, the underdog one, but already slay quite a lot of teams.
And they note that Louvre Esports not having a great time until this week, but they can take one game against Onic Esports, the unbeatable. So
and also Aerowolf Roxy.
Yeah, it's an Aerowolf Roxy. So it's not all teams can do that, and it's only probably 3 teams that can take one game from Onic. It's Evos Esports just now, Aerowolf Rock.
I don't think Aerowolf Roxy is 2-1 against Onic. Is it?
Is it? I think they lost against. Yeah. I think it's 2-1.
Yeah, oh, okay. It's 2-1, and also Louvre.
Yep, and it's
Louvre is
so-
one team that always lane 1 point for the unbeatable team like
Yeah.
Aerowolf and also the Onic
Yeah.
Esports. Maybe they also will take in one game against RRQ. We don't know.
Yeah.
We
but
don't know.
We don't know. But Star Esports coming into this week has been performing really great.
Yeah.
Although something was missing, like their late game decisions was messy, but all of their
Yeah,
skills
that-
was just amazing so
Their
far.
individual skill is
Yeah.
good, and also the mechanic things. But yeah, I also think I do agree with Clyde that something is really missing from Star 8. We didn't see it inside of the regular season when we were seeing inside of the qualifier finals. They might not as strong as the others, but they are having a quiet, good decision, more calm, not really nervous. But coming to regular season, everything's changed.
Yep, and I was hoping that they find the missing piece for their play. So the late game decisions, they will know what to do next because they already facing. It's already 4 weeks, so
Yeah.
you should have known that MPL is like this. You need to adapt fastly
Yeah.
on the atmosphere
true,
and etc.
And it's already 4 weeks, and it's not a good thing if you keep losing and losing a game.
Yeah,
It's a 4th week. It's in the middle of the regular season. You can actually count how many points that maybe you can steal from the other team.
Yeah, you can try to predict.
Yeah, you can try to predict. Are you gonna be inside of 8 team that come into the playoff, or you are not?
Yep, I think that's also a great thing to
Do.
be considered
Yeah.
to do for teams that actually below or probably starting from 6, because 6 is not a safe zone, to be honest.
Yeah.
If we look at the point, it was like very near, like
Very true.
the 6
It's
until
too tight.
8.
Yeah,
it's too tight.
The position right now is too tight, one to another, and on the point difference is only 1 or 2 point. It means that if someone get 2-0 over one team, it will change the whole standing.
Yeah, I agree. Which makes every single match
It's important.
is important.
Even every single game, 1 point.
Yeah, it's
one
every single
point
game.
is a very important things right now. We already see Sense Indo and also Bigetron, but we will see another Bigetron play today
Yep, against
If-
Indo.
against Sense Indo.
Yeah.
If Sense Indo is losing against Bigetron,
Yeah.
it's gonna be over for Sense Indo in
Yep.
my opinion.
Yep, but we will see the interview coming into this match from both teams.
Semua tim di MPL kuat sih, nggak bisa dinilai dari mau RRQ mau apa juga sama. Start aja 7. Louvre kita tahu bersama udah memang tim papan atas, nama-namanya juga udah emang terkenal semua. Ya, tapi lagi-lagi kita siap sih. Menurut gua tim Star 8 yang paling kuatnya cuma Sin sama Cupu. Kido, karena mid lanernya sangat memukau. Kita sih Star 8 udah ada planning buat melawan Louvre. Kita lihat nanti aja di game.
We'll see that. That's
Yeah.
what say towards the Star 8 Esports. Maybe they will just pick another Aldous.
Yeah, but Star 8 actually already have plans since last week. So this will be interesting to watch.
Okay.
Because he said that it was last week. The
Yeah.
interview was last week,
Yes,
for you guys
yes.
to know. So they already have plans going against Louvre since last week. So it will be very interesting to see what Star 8 can do
Yeah.
in this match.
True. It's a very interesting one. And I don't know, keep seeing what it means that we keep seeing Aldous over and over again. Are they gonna use the same Aldous for team? Maybe they will change the combo with the Aldous. They were using DG before.
Yeah,
Maybe they will try to use Angela.
yeah, it's possible as well. Like,
It's a really annoying thing.
yeah, It's very annoying, and it was Marcia's hero as well.
Yeah,
It's
that's
Marcia's signature hero.
Yeah, actually that.
Yeah.
And also, if is that possible, you can combo it with Aldo's Angela Johnson.
Yeah.
It's 3-man. You can carry a lot of people just coming to one war together. All with change fate, maybe the Angela coming inside of the Aldo's and Aldo's doing the change fate. Johnson bringing one another mid lane, maybe the one that have a good CC like Alice, let's say Kagura, anything, Lunox even, and it will be a great combo. I don't know, it's a lot of huge thing that can happen, especially with Louvre. The one that really playing Johnson, the one that really playing Angela, the one that really playing Aldous, everything is possible, but Star 8, just like what you mentioned before, they already have plans since last week against Louvre, which is going to be very good for them.
Yep, and all of their players are top global in their respective heroes. Not only one heroes, but 2 until 3 heroes.
Wow.
And it was just crazy on how they practice like 12 hours a day, because I do think that teams nowadays will practice like 6 hours max, because it's pretty tiring and it's not actually good, but they are very hardworking from Star 8. They mentioned it before, they practice a lot and it's until 12 hours a day. But we will go into the draft phase right away with on game 1 between Louvre Esports against Star 8.
Yes, and ban and pick phase is a really crucial moment, so better not to mess it up. Lunox, it's a better decision just to ban it, because aside of Harit, I'd rather pick Lunox rather than Kimi.
Yep, and I don't think Kimi will get banned.
I mean, for picking, instead of Harit, I choose Lunox rather than Kimi, because I don't know, I have this tier things like Harit is the number 1, Lunox is number 2, and also the number 3 will be Kimi. Yes, but we are coming. See, Hellcart is still open. Maybe Kaya. Oh, Kaya. Big
Kaya.
Ben.
Your team is banning.
That's Val's signature hero as well, so we know how he play
Grok.
Kaya. Oh,
Your
Grok, okay.
team
So
is
Kimi is open.
Again, but
If Louvre didn't pick it, Star 8
Cho.
definitely gotta pick it. So Louvre can pick Cho instead of Kimi, but they will
Kimi.
Kimi.
Kido will use the Kimi.
Yeah.
But they lose the Cho. Maybe Star 8 will just take the Cho since Kaya is no longer available. So Cho or Kakai is possible.
Yeah, definitely the same hero.
Or Hellcart, because since playing Hellcart as well. Hellcart or Hayabusa?
Yep. Yep, that's Val's Cho. And we're looking onto look, directly Thomas.
Directly Thomas. They are doing something with
Your
the draft
team
here.
is picking.
Look at that counter. Akai?
Akai for locking down is really good one, and also one of Marcia or
Yours
hero. So I think it's very good to be picked, but they are preferred to take
Leomord?
Leomord.
Yeah, Leomord can be used by Jill or what, so it's very flexible pick as well. So it.
But still, Akai will be picked.
Yeah, okay, Akai will.
So Akai and also Leomord being picked here from Team Louvre Esports. Star
Your team
still
is
need
picking.
to lock one before they are coming to the ban and pick phase here. Hellcart is still open, Hayabusa is still open, but if they want to like try to disturb over Louvre, they will just try to ban one more tank and just let Louvre ban one of them, either Hellcart or Hayabusa.
Yeah, but they need still one tank, which is
Minotaur?
Oh,
But they are picking
Your team
Harley
is
rather than
banning.
picking a Minotaur. They want to maximize the Way of Dragon and also Jeet Kune Do with the Deadly Magic and also Pocket Trick. But it's gonna be a good decision here for Star. But Louvre coming to the banning phase here for Louvre Esports. They still need to ban one assassin or one tank for Team Star 8. Which one they think is more crucial, it's gotta be better for them. But in my opinion,
Your team is
Marksman.
banning.
Scene here with the Kari is pretty annoying. And even though that the win rate is quite low, 43.48% from 23 times being picked here, Kari is still one that Louvre is scared over this match.
Yep, and We're seeing a ban right now from Star 8. What will they ban though? They will ban another tank, I think. But Hellcart is going to
Your
be banned.
team
That's
is
what zero.
picking.
So if there's no Hellcart, what
Hayabusa.
is going Aldos? But now Hayabusa is still available. Oh, okay.
Your team
I
is
thought
picking.
Sin is the one that gonna play the
Harley?
Hayabusa. That's why I say Hayabusa is gonna be picked because Sin is using one a kind of assassin marksman hero, but they haven't picked any of them.
But Selena is actually available as well.
Oh yes, Selena is available along with Lancelot.
This might be an Aldos though. There's no Hellcart. Oh, Selena. They want to deny pick actually.
Or they just want to play more aggressive rather than the Star 8 itself.
Your team is picking.
Selena plus Akai is one of great combo. And maybe they were watching Onyx play with Lolita as well. So they're having, okay, let's mix this up and try to get over new things. But yes, Hayabusa is definitely going to be picked here from Star 8.
So it's Kido, Selena, and it's Jill's... Wait,
it's Watt.
Watt. Oh yeah,
It's
Watt. I forgot that Watts is the one playing the Kimi over and over again.
Yes. So yes. This is the lineup for Louvre Esports against Star 8 Esports. For everyone that watching, who do you think gonna win this one? Is it gonna be Louvre Esports with this kind of lineup or just Star 8 Esports? We will just come to the in-game and we are gonna see who is gonna win the first game of best of 3 series Louvre Esports versus Star 8 Esports. And yes, here we go, Louvre Esports versus Star 8 Esports. What do you think about this lineup?
I really think that Louvre Esports lineup is very good, especially with Marsha's Lolita. But we see here there's a bit of harassment coming into Louvre's lineup here. Jills and Yor is already going down very low.
Wow, the harassment is really good here from Team Star 8 Esports. They really managed to go in for the early, but yes, early game doesn't mean that you're gonna change a lot of things since it's just doing the harassment and giving the damage, try to push them